What's going on, guys? It's Eric here. Just wanted to kind of recap a trade video here for you guys. I know it was messaged to me a lot and asked, in the group and everything about, two trades I took today, or two of the five trades I took today, basically. Pretty much trying to get an idea of the mindset and everything like that, which is very important when it comes to trading. Um, And one of the big questions that was asked to me from Tyler actually was, what kind of gave me the ability and the confidence to put more money into one trade versus the other when I was doing both of them at the same time. And it's that's a great question. I mean, there's quite a few things that I was considering, but most importantly, one thing in particular that I was considering. So, and I'll cover that here in the two trades that I'll cover. I'm gonna do some more videos on some more trades that went in place today, but I'll put those in the course for you guys in the chat room and alerts and stuff like that, so you guys can kind of view those as well. But I'm gonna cover just basically those two trades that I took today. You'll see them posted in the group from VRY and RICE, so you guys can kind of get a better idea of why this is important. So the question again was posed, what made me more confident to put more money and focus into one stock versus the other. And again, it's quite a few things, but mainly the one of the main things that gave me the confidence and that I want to kind of stress on this topic here as well is catalyst. You know, one stock had a catalyst and one stock didn't. And obviously, the one that I put my money into more was the one that actually had a catalyst. So let me take a step back. The reason why catalysts are important to me as a trader is because a catalyst could be anything. It could be news, rumors. I mean, it could be a lot of different things. Catalyst is what helps propel a stock, helps it gives the ability to run. And more often than not, depending on that catalyst, you'll see movement out of a stock. Now, some stocks might have catalysts that don't do anything. It's not a surefire thing, but that's just one of the factors and decisions that help me as a trader feel more confident in my reasoning for taking a trade. Okay, I, I don't like trading stocks that don't really have catalysts. I need to see something there. I mean, that doesn't mean that stocks don't move for no reason. A lot of times they do. It's just that I feel more confident as a trader in placing trades when I know that there's some reason behind the movement of the stock. Okay. So let's kind of just recap the two trades I took. I'll go into it in a little bit more detail, and we'll kind of go from there. And again, this isn't all in all stuff. There's more factors to consider when placing a trade. And like I said, that's going to be put together for you guys, so you can kind of understand it. But this is one of the main positionings of this trade here. So we'll start with VRY. This one was a small profit for me, and it wasn't too much, but I still came out ahead on it, which is good. Um, I kind of felt impatient with this one, which it's perfectly fine. It pretty much came out the way I thought it would anyway, and I didn't want to hold it for too long. But we'll kind of go through it here real quick and see what we were looking at here and what my thought process behind everything when it comes to this trade. Okay, so I'll replay here. Now, for those of you who don't know, it was already gapped up a lot during pre-market. So I was already looking at this one up, beforehand. Kind of kept it on my little watch list and in my eyes, throughout the day. So let's kind of start from the beginning. Okay. So the stock pretty much, came out the gate, shot up, right? So it did very well out of the gate, and then not even before the trend changed, I seen it started becoming bearish. At this point right here, like I tell you guys all the time, I usually will jump into a stock after I've seen the trend starting to set up. And if you took the course and all that stuff, you know what I'm looking for when it starts to set up. But so the stock, did its thing, started to set up. Already I'm looking at this and you can kind of tell, there's no setup here. You can ideally call that some sort of maybe a flag, but not really, because it was halted here right out the gate this morning. But I didn't see no clear setup there. So from the way I'm looking at this here, let me slow that down for you guys. I should probably actually have it go minute by minute. At this point that I'm looking at the stock and the trend has changed a couple times, I'm seeing here resistance. And this thing is looking bearish to me. I'm honestly thinking that it's going to be bearish. So typically, like you guys know, I am a bullish trader, so I like to enter in on bullish points. And this thing didn't really show anything until it crossed, until the EMA and the VWAP crossed. At that point, I'm looking to get into the stock once it does that. And as you can see here, which is a good thing because this stock pretty much just stayed bearish all day. I was only able to get out right here. Okay. Let me pause this here real quick so you guys can kind of understand that. So pretty much, this was the stock that had no catalyst. Okay. I jumped in a little bit after the trend changed, the EMA and the VWAP crossed each other. I got in. Stock immediately went down. My my stop out level was going to be right here where it gapped up. Once it got there, I was going to just call it quits. But it never got there at the point that I took profit. The reason why I took profit when I did is because it already showed me two signs that it was going to be resisting from running. And I figured since there isn't no catalyst, it has no reason to run either. Okay. So I got in where the EMA and the VWAP crossed. Okay. And it came down. Didn't panic because I stuck to my plan, didn't break my plan. And it went up again, got stopped out, went right below the VWAP and the EMA. So I'm at this point, show me once, show me twice, show me three times. I'm gonna go because nothing's happening. And at this point, I got out right here with a small profit from there. Okay, so that was pretty much it, and I eliminated that trade. Again, I expected it not to run, even though it was a bearish trade. I was hoping just volume alone would probably hype traders into looking at the stock, but apparently it did. And so I just took what I had and and ran. If I wouldn't have gotten that point, I would have probably cut my losses right about here if I, was patient enough. But I wasn't patient enough, which is good because again, the stock was doing what I expected it to do. At the point here, I assumed that this was already a bearish trade anyway. But again, I jumped in hoping that volume and everything would run. But I knew since there was no catalyst that I'm gonna take what I can get and leave because it's already being a bearish signal. And the fact that I'm getting stopped out here, stopped out here, and stopped out here is telling me you should stop. Okay, so that was pretty much my trade on BRY. Um, so let's go to the one that had a catalyst that worked out pretty well. All right, which was Rice here. So let me check the alerts here. What was the alerts for Rice? I believe, oh yeah, they had announced the acquisition and merger late yesterday, actually, in after hours. Um, so I don't even know if that was on the watch list. It might have been, guys. Was it on the watch list? No, it wasn't on the watch list. It was just alerted. It's probably when I got in, when I did, which was about $3 and I'm sorry, 13.52, I think is when I got in. But anyway, let's take a look at this right here. This is Rice. All right. So yeah, I mean, I got in at 13.52 and I scaled in right. This was a pretty good trade because I got in 13.52 and scaled out about 15. What was it? 15.37. Yeah, and I had scaled in within those two, so that was a good trade. But yeah, let's go back and take a look at this bad boy here. So let me pull up the replay for this. Now again, guys, this one should have already been on your watch list anyways because it was a good gainer pre-market. If you trade it pre-market, that's great. Um, so kudos to you if you did that. Even though it wasn't alerted, you can still check pre-market, see if it's something you like. And if it is, great. It wasn't alerted until like a little bit after pre-market, like right here. So I was watching this out of the gate. It was alerted around 13:09. So yeah, like right around here is when it was alerted. But the reason why it probably wasn't alerted, during pre-market, it probably wasn't just much volume. And if you guys know anything about pre-market, like I mentioned in the courses and stuff like that, you should know what that, how that plays a factor. But anyways, got alerted at 13:09, right around here. So I'm watching this thing at the gate too, along with a few others. When the market opens, I'm watching. I don't trade out of the bell. That's just me as a trader. Some guys are really good at scalping. I'm not. But if you are, kudos to you. So I wait for setups because I'm a very cautious trader. But anyways, comes out the gate, shoots up, shoots right back down, as I usually expect stocks to do. You got the buyers and sellers from the opening bell fighting with one another. So I'm waiting to see who wins, okay, between the Bears and the Bulls. But let's speed this up here, okay? So again, I know for a fact with this catalyst, let me pause this here. Guys, not only was there a catalyst with the merger, also too, you got to consider the market, which is another thing that helps out too. The market was bullish for the most part, not very bullish, but it was bullish for the most part, which was good. So I'm not worried there. The market's trending pretty good. There's a catalyst going with it. There should be always at least 2 to 3 things on your checklist that you're looking at before you enter a trade. Point blank, period. I mean, that's me as a trader. The more things I can check off a reason why I'm entering a trade, the better I feel about it. So that just added to the conditions. Okay. Um, so yeah, so you can see that here. This is pretty much one of the things that I'm considering as I'm taking this trade, and this is looking more attractive to me as a trader for somewhere to enter. Now there's no pattern set up yet. I mean, the thing just opened up at the gate. Support and resistance is barely there. I mean, support is showing at this point right here. Support is showing in this area, which is pretty good. But I don't think the stock, if it did touch back down to there, I don't think I got into it. But let's play this bad boy here. And so, as far as entering and exiting, you make that decision as a trader. What do you feel is best for you? Again, I got in at 352, right around where the EMA and the VWAP crossed, and I knew it was showing a bullish trend, which was right here. A few minutes later, let me pause this here so you guys can get a better understanding of this. I got in 352, right? Okay. Pretty much at that point, what you want to decide from yourself is support and resistance and where you're going to get stopped out at. Okay. So as I seen the EMA and the VWAP was coming to a cross, my thought process was I'm going to have my level of exiting is going to be somewhere around here. So I'm willing to go, roughly to $1.50. Probably, right here is where I usually get worried, but my sole exit point was going to be right around the $12 mark. Okay. If it ever got there, but it never did, which is good. I know I figured once it starts to getting right there, breaking that old level of support and resistance, it's going to be in a bearish trend. Okay, so I wasn't too worried as it was going down. But anyways, EMA VWAP crossed, and it kept bouncing along the VWAP, bouncing. If you know your candlesticks, which you should know within a course, blah blah blah. We won't get into all that. That the signal that showed me that it was going to be shooting up was right there. Boom. So I scaled in, took more buying positions within that candle right there because this thing was shooting up. I said, great. And it's still on the green trend of the MACD, so that's great. Now it started to come back down. I got out on this green candle here, which was great because at the rest of the point of the rest of the day, wasn't too much profitability left to take. I wasn't going to sit around and wait. But again, the reason why I was so confident, guys, to scale in right here was because of the fact that I knew there was a catalyst. And this was going to be one of the runs that was going to be there. Based on other indicators that were shown as well too, like price action and things like that, that you should be looking at as a trader. That's just one thing that I considered. Buyers coming in, I'm saying, okay, well, let me scale into my position. If anything, move my average up, which was great. And then I'd get out. So and then of course I talk about my exit positions and why I look certain exits that I do. So that's pretty much how the trade went, guys. I could have tried to hold it, but wouldn't have made no difference. But it was a good profit because I took a very large position in that, which helped out my confidence. But again, I had my tolerance. You guys as traders should have yours. Hopefully this video helps you understand the importance of catalyst and why they play a different factor as far as how a trade may go for you as a trader. Again, this is a stock with a catalyst, with a very great catalyst, a very great pre-market, and here is a stock without a catalyst, and a very good pre-market. So that catalyst made a big difference between a stock holding up and a stock not holding up. Okay. So yeah, hopefully this video helps. I actually might put this one together for you guys so you can kind of view that. But anyways, if you have any questions, just message me. Other than that, stay green. Hopefully tomorrow's great for us. It is Friday, so you know how that goes. But other than that, you guys take care and stay green.